Hello guys, I just wanted to make this relatively short video giving you a heads up, if you don't already know, about what Amazon is apparently doing to a lot of third-party sellers when it comes to books. Based upon many posts in various Facebook groups, which are Facebook FBA book selling groups, which you may or may not be a part of, which I recommend you do get a part of some of them. There are some great bookseller groups out there and others as well. Based upon a lot of posts, there's a lot of people getting suspended on Amazon because of books they listed as new, because apparently Amazon is requiring people to provide invoices for their new books, not receipts, but invoices, because they will be sharing the new buy box with third-party sellers. It's something that they are apparently doing to clean up third-party sellers that are listing things as new that might not be new. And some people are hypothesizing that that Amazon, they're trying to basically thin out the herd, less competition for them, but also just to make sure that people are doing the right thing when they list it as new. So they want proof that your books are listed as new are actually new. And if you don't have an invoice, they want you basically to say, I'm sorry, I thought I was doing the right thing, but apparently I wasn't. I don't have an invoice, but the book does appear to be new. I did buy it from somebody, from a publisher, from somewhere, a source that claimed it was new, it looked new, it was maybe even possibly still wrapped up, or appeared as if it had never been read, never been cracked open. Regardless, they still want an invoice. So if you can't provide it, you're going to have to say, give a big sorry, and aside from the apology, say it won't happen going forward, and it looks like they will give you your account back, or at least that's what some people are saying. And that's what Amazon likes, to make sure that you tell them that you admit your mistake and what you're going to do moving forward, which is basically a plan of action. Like, I'm not going to do this again. If I do, I'm going to make sure I have invoices. So they're apparently only doing this for books right now, but the other categories that we work in media, like CDs, like vinyl, like VHS tapes, and there may be other categories as well, I don't know, but those other categories might be next. Now, no one knows for sure, because Amazon out of nowhere just starts doing these things, and they don't do it in a sort of slow way. They just sort of start cutting in with a chainsaw, some people say, instead of with a scalpel, and there's a lot of wreckage, and there's a lot of people potentially, if not losing their account, they're temporarily losing it, not permanently, getting suspended, and hopefully they are able to get it back. But even if you're suspended for a few days or a week, that's a long time with no sales, and I believe Amazon is holding people's money as well, so no disbursements. And if it's something you're not relying on, then it's not a big deal. But if you are relying on it even as a partial supplement to your income, or as your entire income, then that's a huge problem, clearly, obviously. So just a heads up, if you're not aware of this, and if you're new, if you've been around for, like me, a couple of years, even longer, you're probably a part of some of these Facebook groups. Hopefully it hasn't happened to you, but you probably heard about it. But if you're relatively new, let's say you started last year and you're not part of the community, or some of these Facebook group communities of booksellers, then I recommend getting on some of those. Can't remember off the top of my head what some of them are called. I'll probably include it at the bottom of the video here, but there's a few that are pretty good that I'm a part of. I recommend getting on there. And it does seem like they are going after people that have not been doing it for very long, so maybe a year or less. And this is not 100% the case, or we don't have 100% proof of that, but it seems like it. Seems like a lot of people that are getting their accounts suspended for listing new books are relatively new sellers. So if that's you, be careful. Basically, don't list anything new, whether it's books, CDs, vinyl, anything. This is my recommendation. Of course, you can do whatever you want, but I recommend that from here on out, you do not list anything new unless you have invoices, not receipts, but invoices. So legitimate invoices, of course. If you have old listings that are new, and I recommend you go back through them. If you have current live listings that are new, I recommend that you get them taken off, or basically get them either destroyed or sent back to you, and then you list them as like new at best. It's better if you don't have invoices for anything, only receipts or no receipts, that we all stop listing anything new. Now, I went back through all of my old inventory, so I didn't delete all of my old listings. So I have all of the inactive listings. You can go to your inventory, manage inventory page, and click on inactive listings, and you can go back and find which ones are new and just delete those. I only had a couple that were live, that were actually new, and I don't believe any of them were books. They were either CDs, and there was a couple, or VHS tapes, a couple of VHS tapes. I had some older stuff of random things that I sold, just random stuff that I found at thrift stores, estate sales, and whatnot. I'll show you a little video right here about that, some of the things that I had. So check it out. So I'm going back through all of my inactive listings, so basically items that I've sold in the past, and I'm finding not a lot, but I'm finding some new items that I sold or that I listed as new, which they were. You can see here, this was ink cartridge, crystal ball bath, something, replacement filter, random stuff. What is this? Photo paper, 100 sheets. This was a game. This was SpongeBob SquarePants 500 count stickers. These are random things I found outsourcing at thrift stores or garage sales, whatnot, estate sales. I rarely sell them, and you can tell, you know, I have them listed here, date, this is back in 2015, so it's quite a while ago. I rarely list anything new. I never list anything new for books, and the only thing I list new are some CDs, so I've been having to go back and get rid of those inactive listings, have some sent back to me as well. There were a few VHS tapes that I had listed as new, and those I am getting sent back. So yeah, so just going through the listings here using search function or find function so that I can just find everything that says new on the page, and then I can just get rid of it. So I can just go up here, click on action, because there's 19 selected, delete products and listings. This page will pop up. I'm gonna hit OK, and then it'll go to new list. You've selected 19 listings for delete product and list action. Do you want to continue? Yes, continue. And that's about it. So those are some of the things that I had. Probably anywhere between 40 and 50, maybe a little bit more, of new items that I had sold in the past. So I deleted all of those listings, and I had a handful that I'm getting sent back, and there were a couple that I'm getting destroyed because they're just too old and they're not selling for anything. So I'll just take a loss and get them destroyed. Like I said, if you're been doing it for a while or even new, and you have some new listings but don't have any invoices, I recommend that you take them off of Amazon. And then if they're still good to sell, you send them back in and list them as like new at best. So from here on out, nothing new. Even if I find a sealed CD that still has the wrapping on it, still has the little sticker across the top with the name of the album printed across it, etc. It looks brand new. The case is perfect. No hole punches, no cracks, nothing at all. I'm still going to list it as like new at best. I rarely, if ever, listed a book as new, so that's not something that I have to really change, even if it was in an excellent shape or looked like it was new. So yeah, I recommend it. This is a heads up. I don't know if they're going to be moving into other categories, like I said, but if they do, just prepare. So I'm going to try to get this video up as soon as I can, edit it and throw it up there just so I can give some of you guys a heads up. Let me know in the comments if you've been suspended or if you've heard of other people being suspended and how they're dealing with it, and if they're successful at getting their account back. I saw one woman on a Facebook group that was suspended for a couple of new books. She's a new seller from last year, and she was suspended for 4 days and got it back. And that's what she did. She responded to them by saying, "Sorry, my mistake. Going forward, I will only list things as new if I have invoices. Otherwise, I will not list them as new." And they gave her account back or unsuspended her. So now she's seeing sales. So yeah, let's all be careful because Amazon just does these things out of nowhere, and there's nothing you can do about it except follow their guidelines or basically do what they want. So they're not the best business partner at times, but you know, if you want to stay in this and keep selling, then we got to do what they say. Hopefully this has not affected you. Hopefully you've not been suspended, but if you haven't heard about it, heads up and be aware of it. And as always, remember, keep booking. Oh my God.